Guys, I'm going to do a drive review and first impressions of the all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus Reserve package. Let's check this out. So what good would one of these videos be if we didn't start out our review on the all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus with a little cold start? There we go. It's hard to tell in the video, but the LEDs that go throughout the front end, that sweep down like that blade LED technology, goes all the way across the grille through the emblem. Just looks awesome. I mean, the front end on the new Nautilus is just beautiful. Now let's compare that to the outgoing model on the left here. If we compare this, that is what it's replacing. It's a big difference. Number one, does it look sportier? For sure, it definitely looks sportier, but this thing just looks more premium, looks more refined. It's a big difference. Another big thing you notice is the size of this. It's a lot bigger. Physically, it's a lot longer. So I'm gonna kind of go over some of the features on this today, some of the technology. We'll do a drive review and some first impressions. So when you walk up to this, if we look at the styling, if we go down the size, look at the size difference in the rims. It's a huge difference. We're now at 22-inch rims with Goodyear Eagles, whereas the outgoing model was on a Continental that's a 20-inch tire. Just look at the difference in the premium finish. This has got more of a unpainted plastic finish down the rocker panels, whereas now we go body matched and a black painted covering. We go down the side, much longer emblem that goes down the side versus the Nautilus on the old model. If we continue down the path to the rear, you're gonna notice a big difference in the shape of the back hatch area, as well as some differences in the door handle. There you go. This has got more of like the aviator style. Some of the European brands, like you notice some of the Audis kind of have that slope down. You have that same approach, similar profile. It's just not as pronounced as the new Nautilus. So another change for 2024 are these cool door handles built into the sides of the top of the trim. That's very similar that you saw on the Continental. Now let's go inside and take a peek at this beauty. You definitely get a welcoming vibe by the accent sounds. This is all a bit of a display and coloring that goes through the side panel. This is all soft touch. Really beautiful Revel Ultima machined surface along the speakers, as well as there. Auto up for driver, passenger, and rear entry. Take a look at the seats. So you notice some cues taken from the Navigator as far as the composite style construction of the seating. You can see these are 24-way active adjustable seats. You get the nice suede Alcantara inserts down the sides, up the sides of the lumbar. Each of these panels are independently controlled. Nice headrest, also carrying out the same suede. This is where it ramps it up a level. This display sweeps across the entire front of the instrument panel. Unbelievable. Very premium feeling. It's huge. In a way, you feel like you're in a spaceship. Steering wheel, definitely a bit of more of the modern oval look. You don't have physical buttons any longer on the steering wheel. Got your adaptive cruise. This one actually has the Bluecruise technology, so we will mess around with that some today on our drive. The screen is a little smaller in the middle, but it is very easy to use. Got your home button, got your maps. So they're running a Google Maps navigation. We've got your different vehicle settings. Here's your different apps, plenty of options to play with there. Go into how you can customize your display. You can change your fuel economy. Okay, so how this screen works is you take this, put it right there, and you'll notice up there it changes. Now let's say we want to see our trip right here. We put trip in the second window. Very cool. Okay, and then we're going to put a clock in the third spot right here. I love this. So you can customize any of those and where you want them. Very cool. Let's go into some of the other menus here. You have your heated and cooled seats and steering wheel adjustments there. Go into the HVAC controls. You've got your settings there. We're gonna set this to auto high. Okay, now this is a super cool setting. You wanna adjust your flow of your air Look at this. Every vent is adjustable. Direction, everything is amazing. I've never seen like this in a vehicle before. That is cool. Here's something else I wanted to kind of show you. This shows you about your cabin and if it's been refreshed. So this is actively refreshing the cabin. That's unreal. It lets you know too when it's done. Cabin air is filtered. Very cool. All your transmission controls are laid out really nicely there. You got this transparent volume control for your radio. Very nice. Have your different drive modes. Let's see how the drive modes. So you have normal, conserve, excite, slippery, deep conditions. For today, we're gonna see how excite feels. Let's see what this feels like. So for here, you can turn off your start stop. Very nice. Your hazards, and then you have your parking assist. Let's look at the glove box. Nice little storage here. Everything, all the dash, everything is a soft touch across all the finishes. Have a nice cover that goes over everything, kind of gives you a little privacy if you're somewhere. I like this little area where you can kind of see through here, and it's a flow through on the bottom. Very nice. Have a nice little storage in here with USB-C, and it looks like a 12 volt. Yep, 12 volt with a change tray. We have our sunglass holder. You have your vent for a panoramic roof, and as far as the shade as well. You have your LED interior controls. This also shows the auto air refresh. Nice panoramic sunroof. This has a very unique door handle. I actually don't mind it. It's pretty easy to use. Actually, just kind of pull on your hand. You just kind of pull with your finger. The speaker grills are really neat how they're machined. We have some additional controls for your rear hatch, your headlights, and some of your display brightness settings. We will see how the brightness goes up and down from here. All right, now let's check out the second row. I really like these door handles. When you get in the second row, what I like is this actually has really good leg room. So if you're putting adults in here, or if you have kids, car seats, it's a lot of room. Here's another thing I thought that was kind of neat, how you hold your seatbelt. So if you want to put these seats down, this gives you the adjustability for your seatbelt to stay in here. So if we look at the back of the front seats, this has that premium feel you see from the Navigator. Very nice. Heated second row seats, HVAC controls, and then you have a 110 outlet in the second row. Nice little cup holder with kind of a fancy little storage area and some very fancy cup holders. That's kind of cool. Now sitting right here, you notice this also carries the same premium touch. This carries the same machined grille cover for the speakers in the front and rear, top and bottom. Same door holder, auto down, auto up. You can see you got really nice opening for the panoramic roof. This is a comfortable space for a smaller size SUV. An adult can sit in here without any issue. And I am actually leaning back now because this has an adjustable and reclining second row. And I'm going to show you the difference of with it down and with it up. So we see this is reclined back, and you can see that one is still in the vertical position. So that makes a pretty big difference for comfort for your second row. And we are going to go for a little trip now, and we are going to see how the new 2024 Nautilus drives. It takes a little getting used to the style of the new steering wheel, but it's actually pretty nice. This leather touch is very soft, very comfortable in the hands. I like the feeling of these buttons on the steering wheel for sure. Today's loop will be a little bit different than the loops I normally do, as there's going to be a little bit more city driving. All right, let's see how this accelerates in the Excite mode. This has the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. You don't hear any engine noise. It is very, very quiet. This dash is just absolutely wild. I mean, it's like you're looking at 3 different computer screens in front of you. It's got to be 30 plus inches of digital display at your fingertips. I find myself, funny enough, even in cold weather, once the seat gets warm, I find myself gravitating to the cooled seats, even in 30-degree weather. And I just turned the cooled seats on because the heated seats work so well that now I'm a little bit hot. So let's see how the brake feel is. It feels pretty linear. I don't feel anything that stands out as far as too aggressive or not great modulation. Feels good. So let's get on the freeway now. We'll see how this new Nautilus handles the road. I can say right away, I like the size of this SUV. My typical issue with driving SUVs is most of the time I'm not a fan of how the handling of most SUVs are. They typically either have a lot of body roll or bobble side to side. I almost prefer a sedan more than an SUV a lot. Lincoln and Ford has done a pretty good job in the past few years with trying to come up with ways to make an SUV handle less SUV-like and more car-like on the road, so you get the good handling dynamics that you would get with a more sportier feeling vehicle. Okay guys, we are now hands-free in the 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. This is amazing. It's letting me know to watch the road as I am hands-free. I have both hands free right now. This is cool. So far, it's keeping us centered. We're at 70 miles per hour. Very impressive. Some of the things it took me a second to get used to is how these controls on the steering wheel work. You think you want to press, but actually you just put your finger over. You don't even have to press. It's wild. It's touch sensitive. So we're going to actually increase the speed and see how the hands-free driving manages this. So at these speeds on the highway, we're actually almost 30 miles per gallon right now at 75 miles per hour. That's incredible. It's a very efficient, small SUV. We're back to hands-free. I changed the lane. We're gonna get back off the highway now and return and see how it does. All right, let's see how this handles going around the corner. We're not pushing it by any means, but at least we can kind of get a feel for the body roll and a sense of how sporty the suspension feels. Power-wise, this 2-liter feels pretty strong. It's amazing how far powertrain technologies came in the past. You would never think of a 2-liter sized engine in a premium flagship brand or vehicle, but now these have replaced much larger displacement engines, and they don't really come at a downside of performance. These things have phenomenal fuel economy and power. So this is not in the hands-free mode. It's just more of the lane centering mode, and you could still see that it was very capable. Preparing change lanes. This is wild. My hands are off the wheel and it just changed lanes. Very, very cool. Let's try that again. And it is doing it all on its own. Very, very cool. So cruising down the road, as far as wind noise, road noise, tire noise, very quiet. We've got the shade open on the panoramic sunroof, and there's still hardly any noise. This would definitely be a great vehicle to cruise on the highway, take a big long road trip. It's comfortable. We've got terrible roads here in Michigan, and the ride quality is still great, especially on 22-inch tires. You normally feel everything, and this has got a pretty smooth ride. But normally when you get a comfortable ride, it comes at a sacrifice of the vehicle handling dynamics and maybe more body roll. Man, I'm not feeling it on this. This thing feels sporty, yet at the same time comfortable, which you typically wouldn't expect that from a smaller SUV. You'd expect that from a larger SUV or something double the price. This seems to be able to have both, which is amazing. So the stop-start technology is currently engaged, so you can kind of see our fuel economy window is showing at 0. The time's still clicking, but we're not using fuel, which is nice. I like having the GPS right there in the middle. That's really nice to have. Also, it's kind of cool is you've got a picture actually of your Nautilus in the display. We're gonna back in and let's take a look at the backup camera. So unfortunately, the camera will not show us a great visual of the reverse. See if we can get some of those weird red lines to show up, but it doesn't look like that in real life. But you've got a very good resolution display with the 360 camera. Kind of see we're pulling in. Throw it in park now. So unfortunately, I was not able to kind of show you the full display. Let's check out under the hood now. So this is a very simple 2-liter engine. This is an EcoBoost technology, so you still have your turbo housed somewhere underneath there. Surprisingly, they actually have more room underneath here than what I would have expected. But you can see your all-wheel drive system and your differential. It will be interesting in the future. I don't think we will be doing underhood videos, but just taking a look at this thing, it is absolutely a cool profile. I love the styling of the rims and the machining and the surfaces. You've got the nice badging that goes all the way almost through the first front door. How they took the door handles and raised it up on the top of the trim, I think that looks really great. The very back of the vehicle is just awesome. They hid the exhaust underneath all the fascia, so you can't really see anything there. You've got the Lincoln emblem all through here. This is a high reserve package. This is a 203 package. So it has a lot of the same features you would find on a black label. Another nice thing I noticed, you've got a ton of storage actually. There's a lot of space in here. You could put a massive full suitcase in here without any issue. No question there's enough room for a few sets of golf clubs. Full-size spare, that's nice. Still more storage underneath there. Those go down. Let's go left and we'll go to the right. Even more storage. This would be a great cruiser. Just some of the general styling cues I just think looks cool. I really like the lighting design and how it kind of goes out to like a bill. And then if you just see some of the different lines that go through the rear window, the rim design looks great. Tires look huge, they look great. This is a sharp ride. By far the best looking small sized, other than the Aviator. I love the look of the Aviator. But what's wild is if you look at this new design and you just compare this even to the Navigator, which is a beautiful ride, it looks dated now compared to this beauty. Now I'm kind of bummed thinking about what my Navigator is going to look dated here pretty soon. For perspective, we just sweep back to the outgoing model and look at the front end on this, and we sweep to the side. Not a bad vehicle. I'm sure it's great quality. It just does not have the presence that beauty has. That is just beautiful. I love it. We've actually been sitting here for just a little bit, but we got 25 miles per gallon. So it's 23.9. But we got almost 25 miles per gallon on the loop, and we had it in the Excite mode, which typically comes at an impact of fuel economy. Easy exit seating. See if you lock the door. Just hit the button, folds the mirrors in. Nice. Let's see the passive entry. There we go. Very nice. This is just shy of $70,000. If you wanted to jump into the black label model, it would increase the price about another $7,000. So this is the Lustrous gray metallic, and it is beautiful. Very classy. It shows very well. Extremely elegant. I want to show you how this changes in the sides of the doors. Okay, see how the color and the schemes? That is super cool. Now let's see the startup sequence. See how this is changing? Sweeping across the whole front into the side. Now the exit sequence. Nice. Hope you enjoy this video of the new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. I want to say thank you to Lincoln of Novi and letting me do this review for you guys. Feel free to like and subscribe. More great content to come.